the concept of resistance and the concept of building the future. A great international youth and students anti-fascist movement. And for the new world to be built. Yes, a new world that should integrate diversity of ideas, dreams of humanity. Fidel Castro said to Commander Hugo Chavez 30 years ago, on December 14th, 1994. And I remember that because ALBA was founded 20 years ago, and the first time these two leaders held each other, embraced each other, it was back then. An anniversary that we will celebrate soon. And Commander Fidel Castro said in Havana University, in the Great Hall, in the Magna Hall, he said, he invited Chavez to speak to professors. Chavez, who had just turned 40, he had turned 40 in Bogota, in Colombia. When he exited jail, he went to celebrate his freedom in Colombia. We say hello to President Gustavo Petro and to everyone in Colombia, the whole people of Colombia. So 30 years ago, Chavez celebrated his birthday in Colombia. And Petro was present there. He was very young. And then on December, he traveled to Havana, invited by the research Simón Bolívar Institution. Fidel invited him to speak at the Magna Hall of the university. He was wearing his uniform, his green uniform. When we walked the streets of Venezuela, remember, Celia? And Chavez spoke of the way he saw the future. And after Chavez exposed his idea of the future, Fidel Castro said, I'm impressed by your words, Chavez. They were getting to know each other physically on that occasion. And he said to Chavez, it was 1994, the social bloc, the Russian, the Soviet republics had collapsed, and there was a unipolar world. In Washington, they were drunken with power because they had no opposition in the world. It happens sometimes. They sometimes believe they are the owners of the world. And Fidel Castro said, a living legend of world revolution said to Chavez, all of those beautiful ideas that you have about the future of humanity, I agree with that. We in Cuba, we call it socialism. But if you call that Christianism, I would agree. And if you call it Bolivarianism, I agree, because that's the future of humanity, and you can name it whichever way you want regarding taking into account your spirituality and way of life. We should gather, like the Chinese President Xi Jinping said, we need to build a humanity of a shared destiny. Or how President Putin says, a new world without any hegemonies, nor empires, nor wars. Or as Chavez said back in 1994 when he was 40, our beloved commander Chavez, when he said in Venezuela, and he said in Havana 30 years ago, he said, Fidel, the 21st century would be our century, would be the century of the peoples. So this is our century, and no one will take the 21st century, which we have conquered with a lot of effort, from us. So congratulations, because today in Venezuela a great youth student anti-fascist movement is being born for the new world. Congratulations.